Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, because I be talking. And on today's episode, I'm gonna just discuss not getting too comfortable being single. And I know this one is a weird topic because most people are constantly like preaching and making videos for those of us who are waiting for marriage and just waiting, praying for a husband, praying for a wife, or waiting on your kingdom spouse. And so I want to speak to the opposite spectrum of us, which is very, very few. There's a handful of us that are very comfortable being single. We're happy. Like, we feel like nobody's stressing us out. We know ain't nobody cheating on us. And we don't have no children like to have to feed or worry about. If we're going through things in life, we don't also have a burden of, we think of it as a burden instead of a blessing, of just a young one calling us mama and expecting us to show up no matter what. So you get to this point in your life where you're not complacent being single, but you see more benefits to being single and being alone than you do with starting a partnership. And I want to tell us to not get so complacent and comfortable in that, because that can be the work of the enemy. Because God is for family, God is for union, God is for marriage, and God is for us building something with someone else. I don't want us to get so comfortable being alone. Life is meant to spend with other people. And when I say this, I'm saying it because sometimes it also could be with age. Some of us, the older we get, we lose faith and hope in relationship and love, because you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I must still be able to have children in a few years, or I don't know if I'm just going to find that person. People aren't loyal, people aren't respectable. I'm having a lot of conversations with women that are like around my age, 30 and late 20s to 30s or whatever. And it seems like a lot of women sometimes lose hope and faith in being able to create a family. And you got to know, with God, anything is possible. However, like I said, there's a very, very small percentage of us within those people that are losing hope. There's a very small percentage that genuinely haven't lost hope, but just see more benefits in being alone than we do see creating a life with someone else. And I don't want us to get comfortable in that, because that could be selfishness. It can be rooted in selfishness, and it could not be of God. God did put us here to be fruitful and multiply, to procreate, and to ultimately be married and, start families and just share our love with one another. So I'm not saying force relationships, and I'm not saying go out and seek them and look for them. But what I'm saying is make sure you're always open and willing to love. So make sure that you're not counting yourself out for the sake of you're just content with your life. It is great to be content in life and be happy alone. And being alone can be easier. Trust me, it just can feel so much more smoother and easier. But be open to the idea of marriage. Be open to the idea of dating someone. Be open to the idea of having children. If you have a healthy womb and you are able to bear children, be open to these things. And I know everybody wants different things in life. All I'm saying is consider wanting a family, consider wanting marriage, consider wanting having children, because it can be the work of the enemy telling you that you don't want these things. And I find that a lot of people that will likely be perfect parents are being not confused, but they're being tricked into thinking they don't want children, or they don't want a family, or they don't want marriage. This message isn't for y'all who are 100% sure you don't want these things. You don't have to get in my comments debating and arguing on why you don't want things and trying to prove me. Trust me, I could not care less. The only thing I care about is pushing the message for God's kingdom. And I do think if you're able and capable, God would like for you to have a family and have children. So just don't count yourself out, and don't tell yourself you don't want things just because you're possibly scared, or you just enjoy life by yourself, because we all can enjoy life by ourselves, and life is much easier, like I said, with ourselves, much more smooth sailing, is less stress. But sometimes the easy thing to do is just not what was intended for us. Like, we all love a challenge, and we know that sometimes the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And when you do great things in life, and when you just, I'm not telling you to put yourself last, but I'm trying to tell you that life is meant to be spent with other people. And with our old age, we're going to want to have people that can take care of us. And what better people to do it than people that we birthed and that we put love and care into, just returning that back for us. So yeah, I hope this message inspires somebody, just because it was just something I was thinking about, because all my life I've been very content by myself, and sometimes I just feel like bringing a person into my life disrupts my pattern, disrupts, like my happiness sometimes if it's the wrong person, and it just caused issues that was not there before. And also, you should not be with someone who are not like adding value to your life. But even with the perfect person, if you just had a peaceful life and you are a loner and you like enjoy your alone time, sometimes bringing a person into your world just seems like a burden. And we can't look at it that way, because like I said, God intended for us to be a community, be loved, and to, ultimately togetherness. God didn't create us to be alone or do life alone. And just make sure you're not operating from your flesh and just allowing the enemy to win and to mess up the program that God designed and built for us. But y'all know I'll be back, because I'll be talking. Peace.